played a disco dance around our minds and decided to go with some other characters that they are well known for. As you were saying preemptively beforehand, the pit that Z minus had, and now we're going to see the pit here in game one against the Lucas on FD.
It's an interesting choice, right? I believe that this is the Dark Pit, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
So, yeah. I'm trying to remember like what skins each of these have, and I'm pretty sure, Pit may have a black-haired character, but I don't think it's
it has a dark costume. They both have an alt that's very similar to each other.
Yeah, so definitely you can tell, the voice kind of gives it away there, though. And certainly that side B, the size of that gigantic thing on their hand, is a giveaway as well, as the side B will eventually be nullified by just a gigantic hitbox that Lucas has, which narrows it down to about half their moveset, admittedly. And it's going to be a kick yet again, yeets the feet into the chest of Dark Pit, and takes the first stock in this best of 3 clip.
That is so important of an option to have in this matchup. Talking about that side B clash with that down smash, the fact that you usually have an invincible option to avoid a lot of challenges on the side is huge. But I think a big reason why we might be seeing these two here, a good air dodge read with that forward smash, going to catch the landing by Webb. I think why we ended up here with these characters is because of the pick to FE. Both of them, obviously DSS struggles a bit more there. You don't want to go there against Luigi. So they ended up in a war of which would lead them to these characters. So very even matchup so far. Even though Webb has had more consistent combo landing damage, Z- is getting strong hits on every interaction that he gets. So it's just enough damage to keep it even. And I'm really liking this set so far between these two to start this off.
Down air, and again, we're so used to seeing that down air as a combo starter throughout the course of Ultimate. It's certainly become a little bit more versatile and has the option to spike off of the ledge if you are Dark Pit. But that's for now, it's just going to be treated as a little bit of poke damage, as WebbJP is going to be playing ahead of Z- at the moment. And again, that drag down right into the aerial yet again, and that's 2 stocks that WebbJP has taken in that regard. Whenever you see WebbJP in the air, if I'm Z-, I don't know why I'm not just shielding like my life depends on it.
You know what's crazy about that too is that if you get caught in that situation, that's a DI mix-up game in itself, because you got down tilt, and then you can just confirm that in the back throw. So if you decide to go for a backward DI or a forward DI, you get set straight off with that forward air. So this is actually working pretty well in terms of Webb, not only kind of destroying the mental game of, like you said, why am I not just holding shield here, but also where am I going to DI? However, with the regrab coming through, Z- is going to get that down smash punish at the ledge, and Z- still capable of snipe out an early kill. The Pit, very much one of the few characters that actually have very consistent bread and butter strings, and we might see so right now, quick 31%.
But those arrows, they count as energy, and they will, in fact, be absorbed by WebbJP. It's one of those things. I mean, those arrows having just slightly different properties, one of the few things that set apart Pit and Dark Pit. Very similar frame data elsewise. Certainly that frame 5 down smash being among them, and it's going to be something that WebbJP is going to be forced to look out for in case an errant jump in is in their future. The up throw is going to take game number 1. You're at that percentage. You have no real reason to toy around with Pit. You can just kind of throw them out of your life. And after 2 successive stocks being taken by that forward air, sometimes, Ajax, simplest is best.
Just seeing that situation stresses me out, because not only is it hard enough to react to that down tilt and to follow up afterwards, but again, it's a completely roulette-based DI mix-up game. Does he back throw me here because I'm holding out, or does he just up throw me here because I'm holding in? And then you have to guess correctly. Now, that percentage is probably dying to the up throw no matter what, but it's just so scary because you died from down tilt to forward air the past few times, and then you just get set straight to the top of the blast zone, possibly looking for a better situation. However, it looks like we're going to see already, again, this is going to be, I think, a matchup where we see not only a tour difference of the stages, but a quick showcase of the characters that they have. We might be seeing a double switch here. No, instead, we're just going to see the switch over to Luigi and possibly a stage counter pick in favor of Z-.
I mean, there's no real reason to switch over to the ZSS at this point. The Lucas is taking you this far, and you're pretty determined to get a shot in grand finals, so you might as well just go with what you're sure is going to get you there. And certainly another shot at Ling would not be unwelcome if you are WebbJP. And as we were getting started with these opening gambits, game number two, excuse me, on Pokemon Stadium. And yeah, WebbJP showing why they are among the best players in the Wi-Fi realm, going to absorb that fireball. And it's just been absolutely dominant on the stage. I mean, good luck being let back on. That was almost a 0 to death what we saw there. And only now are we getting just a little bit of damage on WebbJP's side. And if Z- is not careful, this could get away from them very quickly.
Yeah, WebbJP, much like game number 1, has just been winning on the out-of-shield game. There hasn't really been a situation that Z- has shown Webb that he really needs to just respect him in any of those spots. Like, all right, I'm going to fade in with the Nair. I've now conditioned you to assume Nair might happen on your shield to read maybe a spot dodge. And he just covers roll distance and catches the roll in with one of these retreating PK fires. Or the down tilt, Nair confirmed right there, fading out another whiff grab, and that is exactly what we saw before. Webb has consistently been conditioning with these drop-down aerials, and it's just really been putting Z- into such an uncomfortable spot, and once again casting the landing 2 after that. It's starting to look a little bit rough here in game number 2.
Yeah, a little bit, Ajax. Talk about a full stock lead that WebbJP has accumulated, and Z- doing well to ledge guard there. But again, this is only so much that you're able to do against, again, what might be the best loop in the world, forward throw. And air dodge, if you do that errantly against WebbJP, they'll cut your head off. And a 3-1 stock lead right now for WebbJP. Expertly placed with the PK fire. He does not miss from there.
Beautifully conditioned at the end of the stage. Like you said before, catch that air dodge, put them in an uncomfortable spot, and then also just dancing around looking for probably a down spot dodge there out of Z- because of that situation that you're in. But Z- reacting with the forward smash, trying to find some sign of life, but being down 3 stocks to 1, you have to play the ultimate pushing it. However, Lucas is capable of doing it as well, continuing this combo, pushing him back off stage. What is the answer? Z- has none. How are you going to get away from this right here? And then still getting counteracted off of a miscued jump off stage. Webb is just looking prime to move on and to lose the finals if he can just close this out.
Still maintaining those 3 stocks. Z- going to try to get this the second one off, but there is no spot from which WebbJP cannot recover, it seems, and somehow gets back, but only then is Z- able to get that stock. This might be just a little too late. The forward throw will land, and yeah, that's the JP3 in game number 2. WebbJP moves on by a score of 2-0.
I was gonna say too, as you started noticing as well, that last stock, the way Z- started playing on that ledge guard, everything about that was perfect. Not just conditioning the way that JP was getting back on, kind of forcing Webb into a weird spot. But one thing that Webb was doing perfectly, like I said, was not only the out of shield game, but catching the defensive movements of Z-, just putting out aerials and putting out safe projectiles in positions that would force a really bad spot, and that was really what kind of told the tale of that set. So great job by Webb, going to be moving on. An excellent run by Z- to get to this point. And I would not be, obviously, every one of the losses burns, and everybody wants to continue to improve. And there's definitely a lot of good data to obtain from the way to how to handle those matchups from this VOD. And I'm definitely looking at seeing more of Z- in the future.
Absolutely, and Z-